why being perfect is playing against you. In this video, I will share 3 secrets why being perfect doesn't work for you and why you keep pushing the right man away from you. Yeah, you seem to be the perfect woman, but what are the secrets which stop you from having the perfect relationships you deserve? And is it really true that being perfect is such an important thing? Is it even a good thing if then you cannot build a healthy and committed relationships with men? So first of all, that men don't like about perfect women is that they often feel entitled. Yeah, like I also had it, guilty. And it took me a while to work on it. And I couldn't understand why. Why is it being perfect so bad? Like, I'm educated, I'm like, my looks are okay, like, I'm quite funny. Like, why isn't it working for me? Like, why is being perfect not enough? And actually, it's more than enough. Because this feeling of entitlement is very demeaning for people around. And if you keep thinking about it, like, just imagine how fun it is to hang out with the queen, for example. Yeah, she got all her manners and everything. But really, like, you feel less than a person to the human like that. So do you want your partner to feel the same way next to you? I guess no. Because like who would want it? And probably like not intentionally, but you make men feel this way around you. And I want to say that it's not your fault clearly, because like being perfect and he's not confident enough, that matter of fact, true. But if it keeps preventing you from having their relationships, then maybe it's time to look at the mirror for a second, you know? Because imagine if you were the one feeling worse than you are next to the person. Like, I doubt you're gonna like it. I was going out once with a guy and he was great. Wow, like super interesting, super funny. He was doing nothing wrong, like really. Perfect date. Wow, like perfect conversation, very interesting topics. And then he was just so perfect, it got boring. Like really boring. I was like, okay, like it's going smoothly, perfectly, but attraction wasn't firing up. Because we like people with all their disadvantages and advantages. It's not just about being perfect, because it's boring, it's predictable, and attraction is not built like this. Attraction actually works the other way around. Attraction needs space, it needs curiosity, and if you're all perfect and you're not making any mistakes, how fun is it to be with you? And I'm not telling you to start destructive behavior or start doing some bad stuff, no, but just trying new experiences and being vulnerable around your partner. That's what matters. Because none of us are perfect, and I bet you have your stuff, but you're just covering it really well. And that's when it gets wrong. Because in real relationships, in the love life, you have to be open. You need to be in the open communication. And if you're not doing this, it's very hard to get close with you. And then, of course, the man would run away, because if you don't show this feeling of respect and try to be vulnerable next to your partner, it's very hard to get close with you. And I know, trust me, I know it's really hard to be vulnerable. There is a great book about it, and a great show on Netflix by Brené Brown. Like, listen to her. She talks greatly about how to be vulnerable around your partner and what to do about it. Because it actually gives a completely new perspective for the relationships. And then you realize, wow, and you feel so less pressure on you as well. And then it's much easier to build the relationships you want. Because once you start building this open communication, building trust, it gets so much simpler to love each other. Yeah, I understand it's really, for some people, it's really hard to share the mistakes and failures. But owning it is also part of being a human. Because all of us make mistakes, it's okay. And people love us for our mistakes too. It's like sometimes you would be surprised how much other people like their things which you find annoying about yourself, but they find it cute. They find it very cool. For example, I was super ashamed about my way of walking. And then my boyfriend told me that I walk like a bear. I was like, are you seriously saying this? How can I walk like a bear? Like, it was such a great compliment, right? Like, have you seen bear walk? Like, okay, I'm not walking that bad, but like, come on. Like, who says it? But you know what's funny? He was so happy about it. And when he was telling me, he was like so much full of love. And before I was like trying to work on my walk. I'm still trying. I really don't want to walk like a bear. But it was actually cool that he told me that, because I stopped worrying about it that much. Like I cannot say that it was one of my like I wasn't insecure about it, but it's kind of bothering when somebody tells you that your way of walking is wrong, because it's like something really hard to change. But then when I found out that he loves it, I was like, okay, that's cool. And your life gets simpler. When you become open, when you become vulnerable, when you understand that your partner loves your issues as well, life gets so much easier. Another important thing is why being perfect plays against you is that it creates the feeling of competition in the couple. And that's what's really bothering. Because when you get into the competition mode, you start getting like more masculine energy, and you start competing with the guy, and like, no, I'm better at work, I'm better at home, I'm doing everything, I'm doing this all. Then you start leading the relationships, and you're breaking the whole relationship dynamic, and then you complain, oh my god, why am I keep meeting the needy guys who cannot decide anything by themselves, so childish, and I cannot do anything. Because you're acting perfectly, because you like to take the responsibility for both of you. Like enough doing that. You don't have to. Real committed relationships is about sharing, and responsibilities are also part of the sharing. But once you start competing, who is better, who is worse, who makes more money, who makes less money, then when it gets tricky, because competing in the couple usually doesn't bring any fun to relationships, but it can destroy the sex life and can really destroy the communication. For some people, couples, it works, to be honest. Like some people get excited and then they just have like crazy marathons. But for majority of people, it breaks the dynamic and women starts to lead, because what if you wins this race? What if you wins this competition? What if you gets more successful? I'm not saying it's wrong, but the matter of fact, you don't have to push for this. You own it, and your partner is respecting it. That's what matters, is that you're respecting each other. And then it doesn't matter who is like doing this better and who is that better. What matters is how you care about each other and that you respect each other. Remember that having disadvantages is a big part of being human. For real, all of us had it. Like, remember the bear walk. But if you never allow yourself to be vulnerable and let yourself to lose sometimes, then it's really hard to build the relationships, because then it goes all around you and then you keep being alone. So if you want to actually get into healthy relationships, first thing you need to learn is how to be vulnerable. Even it's scary. Like, I know it's scary, I know it's super scary. But with the right person, it would be such a pleasure. And of course, you need to look at your boundaries. You don't have to break in tears in front of every stranger. But letting yourself be vulnerable, like first maybe with friends, with close people, with family, that already would give you a lot of freedom. And you would be surprised how much support you're getting as well. So in case you're one of those who are totally perfect and everything is great, think about how you can be vulnerable and how you can work on these fears, why you're not letting yourself lose control sometimes. Because when you're taking control of relationships, it's really hard to go in the right dynamic with men. So let me know what you think in the comments, and I wish you a great day.